guys, welcome back. We have a lot of news to get into today with a lot of Xbox news plus some other things here. One of the big things that is breaking as of yesterday is Xbox is being blocked currently as of right now for actually being able to release that Xbox app on Android to be able to purchase and play games through it. So your cloud gaming to play everything that you do own. We know Sarah Bond had said that was coming out in November, and now we know why it's going to be missing those dates. We have some updates on where Xbox is selling their consoles, some big news here for some more handhelds coming into the market via Tencent. I mean, they're trying to get into everything. And Shuhei Yoshida, he is leaving PlayStation, which he is basically PlayStation from the very beginning, building up their games in their studios. The head of PlayStation up until 2019, he is no longer there anymore. So that's a big change here going forward. We'll talk about all that plus other things. But before we jump into it, make sure to hit that subscribe, share the video, like the video, all of that great stuff to help the channel grow. And we'll jump over here. Firstly, talking about the news about the Xbox app. As I've said many times, I think this is going to be a game changer. I think it's going to be great when you can actually just purchase and play your Xbox games on anything. And it's not just Xbox Game Pass. We are slowly seeing that roll out where there are a select amount of games that you can stream via your Xbox app if you do own them. But there will be something completely separate here that you're going to be able to jump into if you don't currently own an Xbox console that they were planning on launching. And I think this goes along with their whole marketing campaign that everything is an Xbox, that you could just download the app, buy games via the Xbox store, and play them via cloud gaming. This looks like it is all getting blocked or at least stopped right now. So it won't be coming out here in November. It says here that Microsoft's official Xbox app on Android devices and the Google Play Store was scheduled to get some brand new features before the end of 2024. But now it looks like users will likely have to wait until next year before they are implemented. Xbox president Sarah Bond has taken to social media to announce that due to an administrative stay granted by the US courts, Microsoft has been forced to delay allowing Xbox app users on Android to both purchase and play games through the software. And this news comes after Bond previously announced these features would come in November. I remember when she did say that, and people have been sitting here and waiting. When is this going to happen? She said November. We're looking at our time, and it is November 28th right now. So obviously this is what is holding it back. She says this on Twitter. At Xbox, we want to offer players more choice on how and where they play, including being able to play and buy games directly from the Xbox app. I recently shared our ambition to unlock these features first with Google Play Store on Android devices in the US, while other app stores adapt to meet consumer demand. Due to temporary administrative stay recently granted by the courts, we are currently unable to launch these features as planned, and our team has the functionality built and ready to go live. As soon as the court makes a final decision, we are eager to launch and give more choice and flexibility to players. So that is a delay, but I think it's exciting, the part that she says that they have the functionality and everything ready to go for this thing. And this is why they launched that ad campaign. I bet they were expecting to have this to be able to be released by the end of this month, but because that isn't the case, that ad campaign is having people scratch their heads. But this is what they mean by Xbox is basically everything, and they're going through all the different devices. I mean, it already is, even without this app. I mean, you can play Xbox essentially on anything, but you don't get access to being able to purchase stuff. It's basically just Xbox Cloud Gaming and Game Pass and now a select few games. But this, it's like you're going to just be able to get a new phone, download the Xbox app, and then purchase games through that and then play it. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you're going to be able to take your games everywhere on the go. Sets Xbox up here for the handheld device that everybody has basically been saying that they are making and that should be being announced and coming out in the next few years, which will be a part of the whole new battle of handhelds. PlayStation now in the rumors to be making a handheld. Got Xbox in there. Nintendo Switch 2 that is coming out. We have something we're going to talk about later, which is Tencent, who is now developing some interesting stuff here with mobile and handheld. So it is where they want to go. It is the future of gaming, being able to play your games on any device. And I overall think that is a good thing. You're still going to have access and the ability to go out and purchase that high-powered device, whether that is a PC or a at-home console, to get the best possible way to play your games. I mean, that's the way I'm still going to play my games mainly. But this is kind of disappointing. I was really hoping to see this launched by the end of November. especially now with everything going on in my life currently. Playing games on the go mobile is where I'm getting a lot of my game time in. So kind of sad to see that, but I'm sure it'll all work itself out and we'll get it in 2025. Now, when it comes to where Xbox are selling their games, the Saudi Arabia region, the EMEA countries in that region there has been a lot of talk that Xbox is pulling out and not going to be selling their consoles there anymore. And that does not seem to be the case right now. Xbox is still selling their consoles. They have clarified this, and now we have some more information to really show that they are still selling their consoles in this region. This says Microsoft reporter shares confirmation that Xbox EMEA is still selling consoles. This is actually Jess Corden who is reporting this, tweets this out. As per my previous report, Xbox hardware hasn't exited Saudi Arabia and other supported Mideast markets. Stock levels just fluctuate. Glad to see confirmation. As you can see, this person here tweeting this picture out and showing the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X in stock in stores in that region. In fact, they say, I was in this branch specifically a week ago and there were no Xbox devices. Now there are. So there was a big fuss and everything created. And it seems literally it's just because stock had ran out and stock was low, which is just a very natural thing in business. I mean, sometimes companies and stores, they run out of stock. Some places in the world probably get less stock allocated to them. Of course, this region, if Xbox doesn't sell that well, we'll get less stock allocated, but it does not mean that they are not selling the console there anymore. So we'll see if that continues to be the case with this, again, this whole marketing campaign. I do think Xbox is probably gearing up to be very more specific as to where they do sell their consoles. And if they can get people into Xbox in regions that don't really purchase the Xbox console, that will be their main goal. The one big thing here about Xbox putting that app out and getting people to be able to just download and play Xbox via their phone, purchase games, all that type of stuff, is that in markets where they just don't compete very well, it will help them, I believe. I think it will help them a lot, especially when there's a big mobile presence. Like you think about places like Japan, where it doesn't really matter what Xbox does. They will never be able to compete on the same level as PlayStation or Nintendo in Japan. But if they can get Xbox where those gamers are playing games, a lot of them on mobile, that's where they can make a dent and definitely increase the amount of market share that they do have. And I feel like that's what their mindset is too, with a lot of the moves that they have been making. So if you are in the EMEA region though, you're still going to be able to go out and buy a console if you want it. It is still there. Now, there is a game that a lot of people have been asking about. Even myself, I'm wondering what is going on with this. This is Contraband. They showed this off a few years ago now, 2021. At the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. And it definitely seems like this was shown off way too early because it's 2024 and we haven't seen a single thing yet about Contraband. This is a third-party deal that they did make. I believe this is part of their Xbox Global publishing part of the company. And people are asking, what is going on with Contraband? Is it in development anymore? All that type of stuff. There is a Reddit page here that has some more answers where people have been giving their information about basically what is going on with this game itself. And the question in that Reddit page was just, what is happening with Contraband? You have some responses here. Per Jez Corden, game development was hit pretty hard by COVID during 2021-2022 period. Game is still in development. Phil Spencer visited Avalanche during his recent tour in the EU studios. And it says, if I had to guess, we will see a game during Developer Direct at the start of the year or during the June showcase. Spencer said that they have more than 4 already announced games for 2025. Fable, South of Midnight, Doom, The Dark Ages, and Avowed, which that's already an extremely strong lineup from a first-party perspective. I would not be surprised if Contraband does enter the fold here because it was shown off in 2021. By this time, yes, even if they were hit hard in 2021 to 2022 with development, it's still been another 2 years here where they've been able to kind of hopefully recover and get this game back on track. Phil Spencer, I believe, like he says here, has visited and probably seen the game. It's still going, and I'm sure there has to be a deadline that has to be hit eventually where they show off more content and then announce a release date. You have some more answers here saying still cooking, showed new milestones to Microsoft this year. Person says it's coming soon before 2027, whatever that means, because I mean, that's still another 2 years away essentially. So I'm thinking we will see Contraband finally at this year's showcase. I don't know if it'll be Developer Direct because Developer Direct is more of their first party studios where we get like a behind the scenes look at the developers and the games that they are working on. But at the June showcase, it will make complete sense to finally bring this game back up. And it does kind of sound cool from the explanation of the game itself, like the description of it. It does say here that Contraband is a co-op smuggler's paradise set in the fictional world of 1970s buy-in, and our most ambitious and spectacular games today. We're taking everything that we've learned from 18 years of being at the forefront of creating beautiful, vast open game worlds filled with stunning vistas and incredible emergent gameplay moments. So we'll see exactly what it does end up being like, but I hope it does end up being cool. All right. There is a huge shift obviously going on right now in video games. AI is going to be massive. And somebody who's trying to get in on this is going to be Elon Musk. Whether you think this is going to be actually happening or not, he does say here that he is going to be launching an AI game studio to make games great again. He put this on X, and it says, make games great again. In the tweet, Musk says that there are too many game studios that are owned by massive corporations, and that XAI will soon have its own game studio, whatever that means. I mean, I think there are definitely things within the current video game world from studios that is bad. And there definitely needs to be things that can be changed for the better overall. I don't know if taking a studio and just having AI make those games is going to do that. I actually don't think that will help very much at all. I think AI definitely plays a role in video game development going forward. It's going to help reduce costs. It's going to help make, I think, worlds more living and cooler to play through when you're be able to give NPCs kind of all of their own personalities. But there definitely is still that need for human developers in making these video games. So we'll see what this means. I mean, this is just a statement. There is no real clarity as to exactly what this is going to entail. And I wouldn't be surprised though if he does actually end up trying this, as he does go out there and try lots of things. Some things are more successful than others, of course. Now, Tencent, we know they're a major player coming in to the industry. It is one of those companies that continues to grow and kind of put their tentacles in all different parts of the video game industry and around the world to try to expand out their market. One of the things that they are going to be doing here is they're going to be releasing a handheld, a gaming handheld device to get into the current competition that we are going to be seeing here in the future: Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, Tencent, PC from like Asus and Lenovo and MSI. Like, it is going to be huge. Handheld and mobile gaming is the future right now, more so than the actual at-home consoles. And Tencent is getting in on this. If they put this out saying Tencent and Intel unveil world's first 3D visual gaming handheld device featuring Intel's Lunar Lake and 11-inch display. So this looks cool. I think this actually looks very, very cool. And it does sound interesting to see exactly how it will function in your home. But it says here, based on the information from IT Home, it is reported that Tencent and Intel are preparing a new device, the 3D One handheld, which features 3D visuals and cutting edge specifications. Diving a bit into specifications, Tencent's 3D One handheld is rumored to feature Intel's Lunar Lake Core Ultra 7 258V SC and 8C/8T mobile APU, set to be a mid-tier offering in the whole lineup. It will feature 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5 memory and up to 1 terabyte SSD, offering ample room for all sorts of workloads. This is also going to be like the Nintendo Switch with detachable controllers, 11-inch display, 120 hertz, 2.5K display. But the very interesting thing here are the 3D visuals. They say Tencent Handheld will come with an eye tracking system, allowing the firm to produce 3D visual effects without any additional modifications, which is needed. An innovative approach. I mean, we had the Nintendo 3DS, and I feel like with the Nintendo 3DS, most people just turned off the 3D anytime they ever used that. You just could look at the screen, you get 3D visuals. It was actually pretty cool what they were able to do with that. I ended up playing a lot of games with it on because I thought it was a decent feature. But we'll see what Tencent can do here. You're probably going to be able to turn it off, and I wonder if that will be a selling feature, being able to play these games with 3D, or will it just be the everything else that they are trying to push here with this handheld device? But this is, like I'm saying, this is going to be the major battles going forward into next generation, are these mobile handheld devices and being able to take your games everywhere, AAA games. So cool stuff there. Just more competition that's going to push everybody else to try to make the best possible product. Now, one of the games that has been nominated for Game of the Year, and I think it's created a bit of controversy here. A lot of people think it doesn't deserve to be there. I haven't played it, but It is Balatro, and it's a card game. So I think a lot of the reasons why people think it doesn't deserve to be there is just because of the style of game that it is. But it is doing very well, and they've recently released it on mobile. And because of the, I guess, notoriety of this game, everybody now hearing about it, and it's going to continue to just explode in terms of popularity. On mobile, this game has already generated approximately $4.4 million in its mobile version. This is via App Magic, and they have said, according to this data, Balatro generated $1 million in its first week, and following a spending surge last week, that number quickly rose to $4.4 million. And that spending surge, I would say, definitely here is coming because of the Game Award announcements and it being in Game of the Year. The amount of people that hadn't heard about this game was actually pretty staggering. If you were to look around and see on social media, a lot of people had never played or heard about this game previous to the Game Awards announcements. People that I've talked to didn't hear about this game, and they went ahead and downloaded. I heard about Balatro. I knew all about it. I just hadn't ended up playing it yet. And this is kind of something that the Game Awards does, which is why these companies spend so much money to get in there, do advertisements, everything, is that there's a lot of eyes on it. Whenever they do mention something, everybody hears about it, and it's far less niche than when a lot of people are talking about specific big AAA games, RPGs and everything. Far more just casual gamers, I think, that hear about this type of stuff when it comes to the Game Awards. It's also just reaches a much bigger audience, which is why a lot of these companies are very interested in getting their games in to the award show, whether that's through advertising or getting nominated for some of these awards. And I mean, Balatro right here is definitely showing that how fast it went up from 1 million to 4.4 million. And this is definitely after the announcement of it being in the Game of the Year category. All right. A couple more things here to end things off. First of all, PlayStation is looking like they are going to be releasing a black PlayStation Portal. They're continuing to develop this more. This PlayStation Portal has been successful for their sales. I think it surpassed their expectations, so they're going to continue to do that. This comes via Deal Labs, saying that the black PlayStation Portal will initially be available in limited quantities, which could lead to similar shortages that were seen when the product first launched last November. And it will cost $200, which I believe is the same price as the existing one. So if you're looking for a black one, you just wait for that announcement and pick that one up. And finally, a huge departure here from PlayStation, and that is Shuhei Yoshida, who is PlayStation. I mean, he has been there since the very beginning, 30 years. He was the head of Sony Interactive Entertainment until 2019. I believe that's when the whole shakeup came. You had Jim Ryan, and now you have Herman Hulst at the helm of Sony Interactive Entertainment. And then he moved on from there to just work on other projects within PlayStation, within Sony. And now he is leaving PlayStation. And he is not retiring. He's actually just leaving. And in fact, when it comes to the question as to whether he is leaving the industry or not, someone asks, are you retiring? He says, no, I like to stay in the industry. So we'll see what he ends up doing. But you have to ask yourself, why is he leaving PlayStation? Is he just looking to do something new? He's kind of bored of what he was doing there. He's already kind of conquered PlayStation because he did so much great stuff when he was there. He is known as having the biggest roast ever in video games. A lot of articles are mentioning that when he did the Xbox roast, where he talked about how you can share video games when the Xbox One had their DRM thing. So there's a lot of questions here. But it will be interesting to see what he does end up doing next, because I'm sure he will be in demand. But I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.